Hello and welcome. We're at the track covering the sport of kings. Coming up, CARICOM's all-time leading rider honoured at Jamaica's Caymanas Park with a Winston Fanna Griffiths OD Classic. The TNT shipper Trini Aviator eyeing a second win at the Garrison Savannah in Barbados. Added money wins in the USA for Caribbean trainers Charlton Baker and Saffie Joseph Jr. And the Barbadian jockey Rico Walcott scores a stakes double at Century Mile in Canada. First to Jamaica. A 9-horse field for the first ever Winston Griffiths OD Classic over the new distance of 9.5 furlongs. The betting heavily favouring the 5-horse Omar Walker's Mount Big Jewel from Ian Prasad's barn, and number 3 Billy Wiz, trained by Jason DaCosta, with Panamanian Dick Cardenas in the saddle. There's the field: the 3-horse Billy Wiz, the even money second favourite; number 5 Big Jewel, the 3-5 favourite. The only others with notable support in the betting: number 7 Amy the Butcher at 11-1, and number 9 Santorini from the barn of champion trainer Anthony Nunes at 9-1. In the come box, Brian Rickman picks them up 4-2-1 bet. Regal and Royal in front.
Regal and Royal, just the leader. A Big Jewel now attacking. Billy Wiz in a handy spot. The answer links is there. Santorini has made progress now, 5.5 lengths off that lead. Daddy Jones is running on the spot. In behind them, that's Amy the Butcher, then Heavenly Glitter, and Secret Identity remains at the back. 5/16ths of a mile to run. With the Winston Fanna Griffiths OD Classic, they're about to come thundering into the lane. A Regal and Royal just on the outside of a Billy Wiz on the rail. The Anselings kicking in on the outside. Big Jewel left in behind them with nowhere to go at the moment. And here comes Santorini in the stripes. These now in a very tight grouping. It's anybody's race as they arrive at the furlong pole. And Santorini now picks up the lead. Billy Wiz is on the rail. Secret Identity is coming from nowhere. They're inside the final 16th. It is Santorini, Secret Identity, and Billy Wiz holding him. Santorini driven flat to the boards will take it over Billy Wiz.
For TNT owner Ballymirage, Santorini from last to first under Linton Stedman's fine ride, snapping a 10-race winless run for his first victory since October last year. Santorini and clocks 2 minutes 2 1/5 of a second for the 9.5 furlong trip. Topping the even money bet, Billy Wiz, whose rider Dick Cardenas had a 5-timer on the afternoon. Santorini, a 9-1 surprise winner, even for his trainer, the champion Anthony Nunes.
Yeah, well, I'd be lying if I told you I expected to win. I thought that the handicaps, the way the conditions of the race were set up, it would give him a shot. But I certainly didn't expect him to win. I thought he would run third at worst. And Linton gave him a beautiful ride. I think he won the race in the first turn. Instead of going wide, he dropped in and saved a ton of ground, and the rest is history.
In the winner's enclosure, the immensely popular retired 5-time Jamaica champion jockey Winston Griffiths with 1,663 career wins, including 48 classics. Griffiths has ridden more winners at racetracks in the English-speaking Caribbean than any other rider, now 62 years old, making the presentations here for the race named after him. Let's head now to the Garrison Savannah, just outside the Barbados capital, Bridgetown, where Saturday's featured event, the Louis Corbin Memorial, went off in rainy conditions. 6 runners in the 5.5 furlong sprint. The Trinidad and Tobago shipper Trini Aviator, the favourite in his 9th start in Barbados since arriving for the 2020 Sandalane Gold Cup. The 6-year-old was in front from the off. Would he stay there to the wire? Let's find out from commentator Neil Gill.
Trini Aviator, who continues to lead. On the outside, it is Sir Jimmy. They have gone on about 4 lengths now to Radial Flyer. Joshua is the next one through. Island Cotton is the next one there. And the last one continues to be Stockyard as they come to the top of the lane in the Louis Corbin Memorial. And it is Trini Aviator in front. They're not going to get back to Trini Aviator. I could only see is Sir Jimmy. On the rails is Radial Flyer. But it is all over bar the shouting. Trini Aviator's going to get home, wins it now.
Trini Aviator, skillfully handled by jockey Rico Walcott by a commanding 5.5 lengths as a 3-5 top choice in the betting for trainer Ramel Perkins Lavelle and owners Dwight Hunt and Terry Innes, clocking 108.60 for the 5.5 furlong sprint in the Louis Corbin Memorial. Trini Aviator's second win this in his last 3 starts, having won the Talk About Lucky handicap last month. Meanwhile, up north, Caribbean trainers Saffie Joseph Jr. and Charlton Baker were headliners at big USA tracks this past weekend, New York, Saratoga and Gulfstream Park in Florida. Jamaican Charlton Baker's Phyllis Silla was a 10-1 bet in the US $250,000 prior stakes Saturday at Saratoga. She was close to the pace from early and coming off the final bend with Tyler Gaffalione aboard in the yellow cap is in the middle here, challenging for the lead.
Three of them across the track. Edie, Meanie, Miny Mo. Scylla in the white blinkers. Super Sensational on the outside. Oksana trying to get back in it again down at the rail. The half mile in 45 seconds. And now there's a furlong to the finish. Super Sensational on the outside. Grabs the lead from Scylla. It is Super Sensational. Scylla's not done yet. She is coming back again. Scylla and Super Sensational. They come on for the finish in the Prioress Stakes. And Scylla won it.
Scylla at 10-1 odds gets the narrow win by a half length in the big Prioress Stakes, clocking 1:10.05 for the 6 furlong sprint, topping the big 4-5 favourite Super Sensational, who had won last year's Glorious Song Stakes at Woodbine with Patrick Husbands riding. A third career graded stakes win this for trainer Charlton Baker, whose grandfather was a jockey and dad a trainer at Jamaica's Caymanas Park. At Gulfstream Park, the Bears Den Stakes on a wet track saw Barbadian Saffie Joseph Jr. eyeing a 7th stakes win at the Florida racetrack, where he is the Trainers' Championship's dominant leader this current season. His entry here is currently 4th, the 3-horse officiating, stoking the leaders, approaching the home turn.
As they run to the top of the stretch, it's now Dark Timber who comes away with the lead. Papa 2 made a big move to get on turns, but he struggles to get by. Officiating still very much part of this, and he's going to have a seam. Top of the lane, officiating, plays his hand for Jaramillo. Papa 2 on the outside tries to go with him, but it's officiating who's doing the better work, and officiating is clear. Papa 2 is second, behind officiating. Officiating for Vexo Racing Stable to win the Bears Den by 3 in the end. Papa 2 a second.
Emisael Jaramillo, the winning rider, officiating at 7-1 odds, gets the surprise win over more fancied rivals in the 7 furlong Bears Den Stakes. 123.11 the winning time for trainer Saffie Joseph Jr., currently a top 10 trainer in all of the USA, with his horses earning over US $5.86 million. Another Barbadian headliner this past weekend up north was jockey Rico Walcott, currently locked in a tight battle to repeat as champion jockey at Century Mile in Edmonton, Canada. He had a fine $50,000 added money double Friday night. 4 wins overall on the card, in fact. His first stakes triumph, though, of the evening coming in the Birdcatcher Stakes, closing strongly with a 9-1 bet. Flash for Danny for the win by a widening 3.5 lengths for top trainer Greg Tracy, chased by the 23-1 outsider Above and Beyond. Flash for Danny, clocking 124.15 for 7 furlongs. This Walcott's 4th Birdcatcher Stakes triumph in the last 7 years. Walcott returned 2 hours later in the Freedom of the City Stakes and aboard the 5-1 shot, Kiki Kimona, again pulling clear and deep stretch for the victory by 2 lengths. Kiki Kimona clocks 127.21 for the 7 furlong run. Walcott closes the weekend on 48 wins this season, only 2 ahead of main rival Enrique Gonzalez, with 7 weeks left in the Century Mile season. Century Mile this Saturday, the venue for the Canadian Derby, with several Caribbean interests here in the 11-horse field. Walcott rides a 3-horse Myopic, a 3-1 second favourite in the morning line odds, looking for his 5th Canadian Derby win. Walcott. Antiguan trainer Lionel Joseph has 2 starters, number 4, Jamaican Andre Martin's Mount, Papichulo at 30-1, and the 10-horse Buck West at 20-1, with Barbadian Antonio Whitehall aboard. And Jamaica's 4-time champion jockey Dane Nelson, who won the 2017 Canadian Derby, rides the 7-horse Major Shepherd at 20-1 odds. Should also mention that at Assiniboia Downs in Canada this week, the Trinidad and Tobago jockey Stanley Chady Jr. won Monday's Gold Cup Stakes and the Winnipeg Futurity Stakes on Wednesday. And the Jamaican jockey Leroy Nelson had stakes wins Monday and Tuesday. We've been at the track covering top stories and exciting races in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week.